The one thing I would say about this draft, which is probably going to make a lot of 49ers fans sad, is because of what this draft is in terms of running backs, you don't need Frank Gore.
Ooh. Are you listening? Damn.
No, we did not franchise tag anybody, but we knew we wouldn't anyway. But what we did do is welcome Australian rugby star Jarryd Hayne, 6'2", 220 pounds. The size is already exciting. And if you put a rugby player in pads, what does that mean? They're already scary as it is. I can't wait to see what happens with this. He's got a rookie contract, and they'll, of course, run him through that and see if he makes a team, I guess. And then we'll see what we got. Jarryd, welcome to San Francisco. Okay, there's going to be a lot of drama unfolding with free agents and such coming up in the next days ahead. What I want to do is what I wasn't able to do last week because I wasn't ready. I've got some notes on the combine I want to share with you and get your feeling and thoughts on. Now, we know DGB because we need receivers. Let me hit upon that first. We need receivers, right? We need speedy, big receivers, 6 foot and up. That's what wins in the NFL now. So, with that being said, DGB. Dorial has been a bad citizen. He is out. You know, Trent's not going to take a second look at him. With the Josh Gordon thing being like it was, it's not going to happen. So with that said, I went down and checked out who may be possible. Vince Mayle, 6'2", 225 pounds, 4'6", 40. This guy just looks tough. I watched this film. This guy could be, and he could possibly drop to us. Then there's DeVante Parker, 6'2", 210, 4'5". I mention these guys because it is possible we could get them. Why? Because other teams could be having other needs. They may pick other players. Don't give up hope yet. Devin Smith, 6 foot 195 or 196 pounds, 4'2". Big play weapon. We've seen him in action. You know what he can do. Here's the freak. Chris Conley, 6'2", runs a 4.35. That was the third fastest time of the day at the combine. Here's the thing about him. A 45-inch vertical. Do you know that that is the second highest vertical ever recorded at the combine? And it's only 1 inch shy behind the greatest of all time. You believe it? Scouts are saying he ranks at number 25 on the quality list. That means he may drop to the second round. And if he does, he's like clay. You can mold into a superstar. He's got all you need right there. Trent, please, Trent, don't let that go by. And then there's Jaelen Strong, 6'2", 217, runs a 4.4, 42-inch vertical. Just like Connolly. What goes into the brain first? Red zone. You put these guys out 10 yards. Oh, man, you send left, right. It doesn't matter where you put them. Just throw the ball towards the moon. They'll jump up and get it. Who's going to stop them? I get excited just thinking about that. The simulcam. We all know that ODB is quick. We thought he was. Miami Hurricanes. Phillip Dorsett. Did you see when they put those two in the simulcam? Phillip ran right by him. Phillip Dorsett is so quick. He's so fast. You put him on a long pattern and say, Phillip, just go. You talk about putting panic on a defense. Here's the problem with Phillip. And just like J.J. Nelson is 6 foot, 156 pounds. J.J. ran a 4.29. He beat Phillip. So he beat Phillip and ODB. They're both too small. So what you do, you draft them in the second round. You bring him in for special teams. You feed those boys steak and eggs 5 times a day and make them mop up biscuits and gravy all afternoon between meals. You get them to get bigger and stronger because quite frankly, they can't take an NFL hit. Wes Welker comes to mind, right? Wes Welker has been, 2 years with a concussion after that last hit he took? Oh, but these guys, just the possibility is just crazy. Michael Pruitt, picking him up as my tight end. 4'6", he's a big guy. He can block. He can go out for patterns. But the steal of the draft, Kevin White, 6'2", 215 pounds, runs a 4.35. This guy is nothing but twisted steel. I'm telling you right now, Jed York says, make sure that we win with class. When it comes to Kevin White out of West Virginia, forget about class. Whoever has him, we send somebody over to drop down on their knees and beg and plead. Give them anything they want. We need Kevin White. Everybody needs Kevin White, but we need him as that deep threat we've been needing for years. Please get Kevin White.
Ronbo, get a grip. Ain't no point in you getting all emotional about that combine. Chill out. We are talking about the game of football here, not the Olympics. Good, they got athleticism, but does it translate to a good football player? Under the stresses of the game is what I'm talking about. You need to read more of Vince Lombardi, bruh. Get you a copy of What It Takes to Be Number One. And for you, you read it twice. Let me lay this on you. Tom Brady proved one thing years ago at the Combine. Tom could not run or jump even a little bit. Today the dude is wearing 4 Super Bowl rings and is the biggest reason why the Patriots have been in the hunt every year since he moved to New England way back in 2000. Shh, you better recognize, gain some knowledge, brother, and stop crying up in here. Remember your promise from last week, too. Don't you say nothing about Chris Borland today and make me have to come back in here.
What? Well, see, a kitty straight out of Compton, I guess. Okay, I understand it. He makes a good point. The Combine is not going to measure who's going to be great in the NFL. I get that. But what I appreciate is the athleticism that I did see and the raw talent and skills that are necessary to become a superstar in the NFL. So I'm sticking to my guns. You know what? I want to go over to the webcam right now. Let's go on over to the 49er cam and meet another 49er fan and collect your thoughts on the talents we've seen coming through the Combine this year. And let me introduce you to Gage Lee Hazlewood from Bama. Gage, how you doing, man?
Good. Very good.
Gage, one thing I want to ask you about, though, living in where you're living, you guys, the AP had you picked at number 1. What is it like in your area after that incredible disappointment? I talked to somebody a little while ago back in Oregon, and the whole city was crying. What's it like where you are now?
Some people get pretty upset. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I know people from everywhere read about these crazy Bama fans. Some of them actually do exist. Now, it's not all of us. Don't get confused. It's not all of us. I, for one, was not disappointed. You know, Blake Sims was our quarterback, and he was like a wide receiver, defensive back, running back the previous year. So I think for him to come in, us to have a new offensive system, I think we did good in year 1. I was actually impressed by how far we went. I was surprised, like everyone else, by Ohio State. I think that's just it. We did not underachieve. Ohio State just blew the off everybody.
Amazing. It's all right. Bam will be back next year. Now, Gage, last week, the Combine, all kind of great athletes out there. I know you got some picked out. Now, we're talking about applying what we've seen and how we can put it into the draft and how the 49ers can draw some of that talent over to the gold and red. What do you say, man?
My first thing I would say is don't buy too much into the Combine. It can be a good factor, but you know who had a terrible Combine? Terrell Suggs. His was terrible. And look at him now. He got like defensive MVP, like 5 or 6 time Pro Bowl. I mean, he obviously turned out to be an amazing player. But no, some people did do well. They're absolutely athletic freaks. Dorial Green Beckham, you can't say too much about him. He's 6'5" and ran like I don't know if it was an official or unofficial 4.49.
4.49. You know what? I had him down at 4.49.
To be 230 pounds, he's like just undersized for a linebacker and 6'5" and ran a 4.9. That's crazy.
And freakish abilities at that.
But you can't go wrong with between him, between DeVante Parker. I doubt Kevin White or Amari Cooper is going to fall. They won't fall to 15. I'm sorry.
Oh, man, You know, Gage, I can't tell you how much I love Kevin White, man.
The one receiver I would stay away from is Devin Funchess. He was a tight end the past. I mean, he only has like 1 full year as a wide receiver, and I'm not sure if that'll translate or not. I think one thing in this draft, you can't go along with Jaelen. You got Jaelen Strong, you got Jalen Collins, and Jalen Mills. Now, Mills isn't as highly regarded as the other two, but he's still a pretty good corner, and he also had like some time at safety, and he played the nickel slot a little bit as well. The one thing I would say about this draft, which is probably going to make a lot of 49ers fans sad, is because of what this draft is in terms of running backs, you don't need Frank Gore.
Oh, is that right? We don't need Frank. Because you know what, the thing I'm thinking is, with Frank Gore, his leadership and some of the other things he brings to the table are going to be more valuable next year on a team that has been abandoned, so to speak, by certain personnel. You don't think Frank will fit in, huh? No.
On that perspective, in terms of intangibles, you're absolutely right. That cannot be replaced by any incoming rookie. It just can't. But in terms of what he can do, this is like the year of the power back. My favorite one actually has nothing to do with Frank Gore. Tevin Coleman he's from Indiana, and he is a north-south runner, hits a hole and goes. Good change of pace back, probably a 4th rounder, I would think. You know, I don't think he's one of the Melvin Gordons or anything like that was mentioned, but I don't have a bunch of faith in those guys anyways, besides Gurley. If anybody who watched Gurley play knows he's just an animal. Now, the good thing about Frank Gore is if they do get him back, he's coming in at a very low rate compared to other running backs in the league that can produce like him. I mean, I think what I read is he only wants like $4 million. So I'm guessing something around that, maybe a little below it, is probably what they will get him at if he comes back. But the only other team that I know that's going to be pushing for him is the Colts. Reggie Bush, no, don't touch Reggie Bush, please. Oh, yeah. We threw the 49ers threw like 4 screen passes last season. That's all Bush is good for. Steven Jackson just got released from the Falcons. The Redskins just released Barry Cofield. I don't know what kind of price he would come at, but that would actually not be a bad addition to the team, depending on what happens with Justin Smith. You know, that's still kind of under wraps too. You kind of need to know what's going on there before you make any decisions, because that's a key cog in that defense.
And Justin hasn't made any. He hasn't committed one way or the other. I understand he's in the weight room each and every day, though. Now, why would a man who's retired be in the weight room every day? That ain't just to keep in shape. You've been keeping in shape for years. That ain't even necessary. You can go to any gym in your neighborhood to keep in shape. Why is Justin all the way in Santa Clara working out on a daily basis? He doesn't want to leave. And I don't want him to either. This team needs leadership like Justin Smith. They need Antoine Bolden. They need all those veterans for this year, in particular, for the reasons I mentioned earlier.
The one position I'm not worried about that is a hole to fill is the left guard position that Big Mike's going to be leaving. But did they not draft, was it Brandon Thomas last year, who has not played yet but should be healthy and good to go?
From the offensive line. He's the guy who tore his ACL, is that right?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him on the field right next to Anthony Davis. Who do you see us getting in the draft? Now, who do you think is going to fall right in our lap?
DeVante Parker.
DeVante? All right. I like that because we need a wide receiver, something bad. And also, Trae Waynes. That is supposed to be the 49ers. He's supposed to fall at number 15. The 49ers either go past him and look for a receiver in the 2nd round, or they pass up on getting one of the best coming out of school at the cornerback position. That's going to be a tough one.
I have 3 cornerbacks kind of so close that, I don't know if other people do, but between Trae, Jalen Collins, and Marcus Peters.
Yeah.
All 3 of those guys, I don't think you can lose with them. Neither one is a bad pick.
True.
I don't want to see a defensive player come in the 1st round, though, because when's the last time the 49ers had a bad defense? I mean, come on.
That's true.
And do we not have depth in the cornerback position? If we retain either Culver or Cox, do we not have guys sitting in the wings that can step up and probably maintain? It's not an elite secondary, okay? I'll admit that. But do we not have guys that can maintain throughout the game without having to retain both those guys and draft one in the first round?
Gage, you make some good points, some very good points, and I agree. Here's the thing about that, though, Gage. What is Trent going to do? Is he going to take the best talent that's at the 15th pick? Is he going to stick with the mission of trying to find that deep threat? This is a thing that I just wish I knew more about. We wish we knew more about. We're going to have to wait and see, because Britt is still on the radar. They tried to get Torrey Smith. I think Torrey Smith is going to be pursued heavily by his club. Probably not going to get him. We got to wait and see. I can't wait till draft day just for that reason alone. It's excitement. One other thing. Do this for me. Hit like if you enjoy our get-togethers every week so I'll know if we're doing all right. Or hit dislike if we're not. This way I'll know I'll need to make some adjustments. Last thing I want to do is make the 49er Empire angry. And besides, I can be talking to you soon anyway. You can always find me Monday through Sunday. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's time for me to go. Count me out.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.